Good evening, everybody. It's Ray Gibson, and this is my second vlog of my channel for promoting my book, um, His Glory, My Ghetto, My Glory. And I made a few notes, but I am the type of man that speaks from the heart, basically, unless it's informational, and I'm like, my last video on my other channel, I actually read a bunch of definition of words on it. Oh, and I finally I figured out how to silence calls on my cell phone so that they won't interrupt the vlog that I'm making. But good evening. Some of the things that you're gonna hear in this vlog are also things I've said on my other channel, but I don't want to mix the two because this one is the media is watching it, which is very exciting. My endo doctor believes in me. I mean, this man has just gone over and beyond just prescribing testosterone for me. He's a big, huge Bob Gibson fan. And from the moment, I don't even know how that came up in the conversations that I've had with him during my appointments with him, but it came out and it came up. I was probably talking about something that happened at transgender group meetings that used to happen at the VA. But it came out and he was so excited. I mean, I've experienced that all of my life, since I became old enough to realize that I was the offspring of a celebrity. I mean, when you're a child, what do you care about what your parents are doing? But ever since then, where I could actually have conversations with people, when it's come out of who I am, I've experienced so many things around that. I mean, before I get to some of the stuff that I highlighted, I was working a contract in St. Louis, Missouri, where my father played baseball. And I was standing outside on a break smoking with this lady that was standing there, and we were we were just having a conversation, and she brought up something about her parents. I don't remember the conversation. It was back in the 1990s. So I don't remember the conversation. I don't remember her. I've got issues, big issues with remembering names because I was exposed to thousands of people per year, all of the time that my father was playing professional baseball. So I've got this thing in my head where I'm just really bad with names because I was exposed to so many throughout my childhood, and even my mother, who was just my best friend in the whole wide world, Charlene Marie Gibson. She exposed me to a lot of people when the both of us lived in California. We were each other's family out there, and she would introduce me to like 15, 20 people, proud of me because of my service to this country, and them proud of me because of my career in computers. She would introduce me to all these people, and then the next day she would say, "Yo, what, you remember so-and-so?" I said, "Oh, who, in the middle of all them people you introduced me to?" I said, "Mama, I can't remember all those names and associate them with faces or anything like that. My parents never truly understand how overwhelming all of those people were to a child, to a young adult. They had no idea." And this is the kinds of things that will be in my book. What life was like being the son, and at the time, not son. Okay, I'm gonna say it's once I don't want to misgender myself. My pronouns are he, him, his, bro, king, daddy, dude, all of that. Those are my pronouns. But growing up, I was a daughter to everybody, to my parents. Um, I wish I had known better. You know what? Even if I had known better, I would still have the same issues I'm having with my family now, which I'll talk about later. So I mentioned in my last vlog that I have referred to myself as the Black Chaz Bono, and I want to clarify that. What I meant by that was that I'm watching the time, so I don't make these too long. That what he did for the transgender white male community is he opened the door for other trans men to be okay coming out. Okay? Because before him, I'd never seen a transgender person publicly. A trans man. I didn't know they existed. But because of him, guess what happened to me? If it hadn't been for him, I don't know where I'd be right now. I did reach out to him on Twitter. Told him I'm not a fan type of person who tends to be a little crazy. So when you're a celebrity, you have to watch who in the heck you're talking to, because these fans can be really crazy about celebrities and stuff. So I reached out to him. I told him who I am, and I thanked him for shining a light in an area of my on me that I didn't know was going on and had been going on all my life. And he sent me a tweet back saying, you're welcome. And we talk very seldom. We correspond very seldom on Twitter. I mean, I don't want to bother the man. I did ask him who his publisher of his books were. Unfortunately, that individual has passed away. So I couldn't use them for publishing my book. Then I found out that the publishers have put these literary agents in between authors and them. And boy, these literary agents are a dime a dozen, and there's a whole bunch of crooks out there and a whole bunch of scam artists and a whole bunch of people who are just trying to get your money, and they're not doing anything for you, or they do very little for you. It's all about, feeding their bottom line. So that's what I meant when I said I'm a Black Chaz Bono, was that I'm going to open the door to the media in regards to black transgender men. Somebody's going to see this somewhere, and it's going to help them, or it's going to, maybe not make them come out and not be stealth about their transition, but at least know that there's somebody who looks like them, who is older, who may be in a similar situation that I am in life. And, that's what this channel is going to do. That's what my other channel does. And that's what my book is going to do. I wish I could talk about my book in terms of my transition right now, but that's not the first one I'm going to have published. Like I said, it's going to be up to 1989 or maybe 1990. And then my second book is going to talk about my transition, which started in 2012 when I saw Chaz Bono and said, wow, you know what? I might be, oh no. And then I tried to deny it because, well, I'll talk about that later. I struggled for 3 years with that, coming to grips with that. So let me talk about a little bit about the challenges that I faced with my family. See, it wasn't the same challenge that I faced in embracing who I am. It's a different challenge. And I just wanted to go just a little bit into that. that they knew me as a girl. They saw girl. They saw, and then while I was thinking boy, they was thinking girl. And then I grew up, and they thought I was a woman when I was a man. They thought what they saw with their eyes is what was so with me. I did have an uncle tell me that he knew something was up when I was younger, but we didn't really get into a heavy conversation about that. But he knew something was not female or girl about me when I was growing up. And there may be others, I don't know, in my family that do. But here's the deal. You know, they, for however many years they've been on this planet, they knew me as another name. And they knew me as a woman. And they knew me as a girl. And they knew me. So it's taking a long time for them to embrace who I am. It took me a while to embrace who I am. And it's taking them a while. And I just have to be patient about that. It's a pain in the butt. We hate being misgendered. We definitely don't want people using we call it our dead name. We call our birth name a dead name. Because when we change it legally, it's dead to us. We don't want to be referred to as that name because that name is usually female name. And it's the reverse for transgender women, trans women. It's the reverse. They don't want to be called their dead name because their dead names are male, not female. We go through hoops, folks, to change these names legally. And to be a veteran, I had to change my name all over the government. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into my transition. I want to stay on course with this book. But, so, within the first part of my book, in book 1, I said that I avoided using pronouns. Well, of course, I'm avoiding that now. I don't want to keep looking at writing her, she, ma'am, miss, when that's not what I am. So that's why I avoid using pronouns in the first part of my book, but I may use my dead name. I may just have to, because that, you know, when I write about conversations I've had with people, or you know, somebody call out my name or whatever, they weren't calling out Ray. They never knew Ray. So I may have to use my dead name. And I'm not even gonna put it out there on this vlog what it was, because I don't want that getting more stuck in their head because they're transphobic, or they got a problem with it, or they just want to mess with me by calling me that name. I'm not even gonna say what it was. But it may be in my book. There is where you can read it and then do whatever you want with it. I got pretty thick skin. So, like I said, I don't want to make this too long, but, and let me tell you why I don't want to make it too long. Social media, the internet, in general, makes people's attention span very short. The search engines work this way. Google, Bing, Yahoo. What's the one for Apple's? Safari. I mean, all the search engines, the ones who want to be, all the businesses who want to be recognized or want their name to be the first ones they see, they pay big money to make those names their names show up first. They pay big money to these search engines to make sure their names show up, because they know people are only going to look 2 or 3 pages deep, if that. They may only just look at the first page and that's it. And then they, you know, click a link to find what they're looking for, and that's it. They're not going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a gazillion pages deep, because their attention span is like a flake. I research a lot of things and I read a lot of things. So my attention span is somewhat better than that. I mean, I admit there are times, and especially on Facebook, where I don't spend much time looking down news feeds or looking down somebody's timeline or whatever, because my attention span is affected too by social media. So that's why if you make long videos, people aren't going to stick with them. You know, they're going to watch maybe the first 5, 10, 15 minutes. We can actually see those statistics on our creator studio of YouTube. We can see what the average amount of time people are spending actually looking at it, watching the video, the vlog. So, last thing I'm going to talk about is I mentioned something about the descriptions of the vlogs that oftentimes we go through later and put one in, or we can actually put a description in when we're while we're uploading the video or the vlog, and we can do a whole bunch of other things after. We could do. I can't do them on my cell phone because I'm so cell phone illiterate. I'm not technology illiterate, but I am cell phone illiterate, and I hate using my cell phone for things. So I start the upload, and then I jump on my computer and I start messing with the putting tags in the video, the vlog, and all that kind of thing. I do that as the thing is uploading because it takes a while. So hey, that's it for vlog number 2. All I can tell you right now about me, and I'll say so later, is I have a very dynamic personality. I could go from happy to sad to mad to in between throughout the history that I have been making vlogs for on my YouTube channel, on my other one. And I'm not going to mix the two. I'm not even going to tell you what the other one is. So, everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening, the rest of your week, and I will talk at you later. Have a good one.